On our sabbatical leave, Bill and I were able to travel in India and Nepal, and we visited some service projects, some homes for children, some healthcare projects, and some hospitals, and we visited a lot of sacred sites, and it was a great opportunity to learn more about world religions. We had the chance to learn a lot about Buddhism, and some of it we knew before, but we heard the story a bit differently in some places. And here's the story. Buddha, or really, I think we could say baby Buddha, when baby Buddha was born, he was born into a royal family. And the Buddha's father didn't want the boy to go outside the walls of the palace. Now, here's a part that was new for us. Some tellings of the story say that when the Buddha was a little boy, he did get outside the walls of the palace. And he went and he sat down on the earth. And there he saw a farmer plowing his fields. And so he sat there under the warm sun, feeling it on his skin, under the big blue sky, and he watched the plow and the farmer go back and forth, up the fields, down the fields, and that motion put him in a really quiet, meditative state where he felt connected to the earth, to the farmer, to the sun and the blue sky. He felt connected with all that is. Later, when he grew up, he did get beyond those walls, and he wanted to go out and he learned about the world. And he was taught by many teachers, and he tried many spiritual practices. Eventually, it is said, he remembered that childhood experience, the repetition, and how that had made him feel. And so he noticed his own breathing and how it also was a cycle of repetition, in and out and in and out. And by noticing his breathing, he again felt calmed and connected and one with everything that is.
Many times when we think about Buddhists, we have an image of someone sitting quietly, maybe with their eyes closed, just being quiet. That's the way Buddhists meditate. But Buddhists meditate in other ways too. Sometimes you'll find Buddhists that are, walking, circumambulating, we call it, clockwise, around some sacred object. It might be a temple. It might be... Or you might find a Buddhist using prayer beads for the meditation. Now, prayer beads have been used for centuries by Hindus, Buddhists, Muslims, Christians. But there's something special about Buddhist prayer beads in that there are 108 beads around the circle. And each time you move a bead, you say a prayer or a mantra. Om Mani Padme Um. Om Mani Padme Um. Or another mantra. And this I really like this. The Tibetan lamas, the Buddhist Tibetan lamas, have a word that they use to talk about this, and it's tingwa. Tringwa. And what it means is to purr like a cat. And the idea is that when you say a mantra over and over and over again, it's kind of like a lullaby. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Buddhists also have huge prayer wheels. Prayer wheels so big that they're taller than I am. They might be 8 feet tall. And on the outside of the prayer wheel are inscribed the words of a mantra, the words of a prayer. It might be Om Mani Padme Om. And you turn the prayer wheel. And every time you turn the prayer wheel, the prayer is spoken. But there are also smaller versions of the prayer wheel, like this one. And all over Nepal and northern India, you'll see people with these prayer wheels. There's something special about these. Right here in the top, there are pieces of paper, and on them are written 108 times the prayer, the mantra. And so every time the prayer wheel goes around, the prayer is lifted out into the universe. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now, what in the world do those words mean? Well, what I've heard is they mean, hail the jewel in the lotus. But what does that mean? It means something like this. Knowing all the limitations that I have within me, I dedicate myself to practice and to follow wisdom that I might be transformed into a better person. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. The purpose of the prayer is to develop within all of us compassion for all living beings.
Sometimes when I sit quietly or walk by myself kind of quietly, I have the mantra or prayer going in me, and I'm trying to call on the highest and the deepest within me, and I say, as I breathe in, may I breathe in peace. As I breathe out, may I breathe out love. Breathe in peace, breathe out love. And I pray for peace for each and every one of you. Peace for each of you. Love for each of you.
What a joy it is to learn from Buddhist practices. Unitarian Universalists firmly believe that we have a lot to learn from all the religions of the world. We know that there is wisdom in all of them.
Many windows, one light, many waters, one sea. All lifted hearts are free. Many windows, one light, many waters, one sea. All lifted hearts are free. Many
Windows, one light, many waters, one sea. All lifted hearts are free. Well, you all are invited to join your families for the worship service, and everyone is invited to turn and reach out and greet one another.